Yeah. All right, perfect.
Your one of your coaches is wearing a little foot boot. What's going on?
Yeah, he's yeah, he's got a little something with his heel, so he got a shot. I'm not sure if it's cortisone or PRP. So he's going to be down for 7 to 10 days or something like that. So we're going to have a revolving first base coach, but yeah, he'll be all right.
So Kershaw Friday, Buehler Saturday.
Correct.
Which of the two Saturday? Buehler going to pitch at home, or because your split squad's over here? I assume he'd stay home.
So who are we playing on Saturday?
You got the Rockies here. I forget who.
So he's playing at home. He'll pitch it.
Diamondbacks, Rockies, both NL West.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't made that decision yet. I'll talk to Walker and talk to Mark, but that's a good question. It's something I'll think about today. Yeah.
And he'll be the first one to go 2 innings.
Correct.
Okay. The fact that Kershaw goes Friday and Buehler goes Saturday, can we read anything into that order?
You can read whatever you want into that order. Obviously, you're looking at off days and things can happen, but you can make what you want.
Are you looking for something other than just performance when you're taking between the two? Is there a lot of other considerations?
Yes, there's a lot of other considerations. Yeah.
What are you looking to see from Lux?
With Gavin, he's continuing to grow. He had obviously a great year last year. He had a great winter. He sacrificed time at home to spend time in Los Angeles. Just getting familiar with the city itself. His body has really come a long way in the sense of just kind of into his kind of man strength and just the strength overall. I think with Gavin, just continue to be comfortable, on a Major League Baseball field. And now when you look more micro, it's about just the defense, just continuing to keep tightening that up, which is really good. In the box, I think last year he started to outthink himself a little bit as far as approach, mechanics, whatever that might be. I just thought that just have more clarity at the bat. Just be consistent and control what he can control, because obviously there's a lot to like, and obviously there's going to be a lot said, expectations, questions about what's going to happen to him, where it's going to all play out, but just really focus on getting better each day.
Throwing issues seem to be behind him, right? That's last year.
Non-issue, and I think there was some talk about it the last couple of years or whatever, but to his credit, things are really cleaned up. The ball stays in the glove, there's an accurate throw in there, so yeah.
How big of a difference is normal spring Clayton after last year, just to get back and feeling fine for a month?
It's huge, and I think that I saw Clayton throw this morning, and he wasn't happy with the execution, but I will say that he was very pleased with how his body felt prior, during, and after the pen. And you can watch him and see how much different his body is moving. And so that in itself is very exciting for all of us. And so I'm just thrilled at where he's at, and all the other fine tuning that will take care of itself. But to have him in a place where he can kind of get back to what he was before as far as his body, that's really exciting.
Well, mentally, like after this off season, do you see a different approach mentally coming into this spring?
I think that, yeah, I do. I see, what I see is when you're not completely healthy in any player, there's a doubt, there's a wonder if when the shoe drops, and you're kind of holding on. And now it seems like Clayton can kind of, that's in the past, and he's feeling so good, where there's more clarity and just the confidence in the body and how it's going to react to whatever workload is ahead of him.
How much of a factor do you think his visit to Driveline might be on that?
So I think that's one part of it, as far as how his body works, where his body has sort of reset and got back to where it's supposed to work. So I think our strength and conditioning guys have done a great job of identifying some things and getting his body to work right. And on top of the Driveline thing, layering that on top of and how the body works to the mechanics, all that is kind of got us to this point.
Kenley and Alex Wood both, and their velocity's been up this spring. We're going to see the same thing with Clayton.
That's the hope. You know, it's not the ultimate barometer because now you're talking about execution and what the characteristics do, but that's the hope on top of other things. And if it does happen, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I don't know that answer yet.
Does he look like in bullpens and stuff? Does he look like it?
For me, I see swings, I see life in the zone, I see sharpness, and I think that translates to getting major league hitters out. So that's kind of my gauge as opposed to just a number on the radar gun.
You got different? Is that different from what you've seen from
Yeah.
him in the past?
Yes.
Around this time?
Yep. This time, there wasn't life in the zone to the fastball. Obviously, the body wasn't moving the way we were used to seeing it. So that in itself, for me, is encouraging.
Do you have to, these guys are paying more. I didn't know started earlier during normal offseason. I don't know, the case may be. So how do you make sure that doesn't become a team, become a problem?
Yeah, I think that there's no one way to kind of, and we don't know until we know with these guys that are doing it more, but I do think that, you know, we talk a lot about stressful innings versus just getting your arm moving. So I think that, yeah, throwing more in the winter is one thing, more than they throw in the past, but now you're not kind of adding the stress. So that's a different type of throw also. So I mean, it's to be determined, but one of the best pitchers in the game, Max Scherzer, does it. And it works for him, might not work for somebody else, but I do think that getting your arm moving, and I just really don't see the harm in it.
What do you got on Gonzalez? I mean, where does he sort of fit in your puzzle?
Victor? So Victor, he can kind of do a lot of different things as far as starter, reliever. He started, we put him in the pen. He just wants to pitch. He gets lefties out, gets righties out. I think the goal, and I don't know this right now, but is to probably get him back as a starter to kind of continue to develop. I don't know what level, but his ability to kind of pitch in different roles is value. But this guy has a big arm. I want to see the command kind of continue to tighten up. But it's a good slider. It's a good change. He's a guy. He's a guy. I'd be surprised if we don't see him this year at some point in time. I'd be disappointed.
We got the pitching lined up through Saturday. No Price, no worries. Where do they stand?
I think that they are more in another live situation. I don't think that they're going to start. Either one of those guys can start this weekend. Don't quote me on it. I'm not sure yet, Bill.
Nothing is happened to set them back.
Correct.
This is just part of
Correct.
the plan.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excited to see how, I know day ahead here, but great. See you just like great.
Yeah. There's a lot to like with Josiah. I am excited to see him. It's a guy that he cares. He's got really good fastball command, and we always talk about it. To be able to have stuff to miss bats in the strike zone, the changeup is real. Just getting him to understand how to use that slider the right way. But man, if there's a guy you want to bet on, you know, he's right there at the top of the list.
Jock Peterson do something today?
Jock stood in on Clayton's pen. He did some bunting, but didn't swing it back. And I think with Jock, I don't think that we're really worried about getting him ready for the start of the season. I think that what we're mindful of is not having a setback. So the calendar's our friend, so You know, we're not worried about getting him at bats to get him ready for opening day. I haven't heard that word. So that's kind of the word that you don't want to hear, and I haven't heard it. I heard side or abdomen, I think, maybe. So I haven't heard that word. That's a dirty word. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.